This hip stretch sequence is perfect for unlocking tight hips, boosting your flexibility, and supporting better mobility overall. Now in this sequence, we'll cycle between a static stretch for 30 seconds, followed by a dynamic version for a deeper release. Ready to stretch? Let's get going. Let's get started with the first stretch, and we're gonna be doing this on the left side. So we're gonna be stepping back with our right foot. I got my trusty timer here. We're gonna do a 30-second hold. So let's just go right on into it. Stepping back, deep lunge, feel it in your hip flexor, and reach up the same arm as the leg that is back. Hold this position for 30 seconds here. So while you're in this position, just make sure to breathe. And you can do a little bit of pulses here if you want. That's gonna really just kind of test that hip flexor muscle, see how it's feeling today. So we're just gonna be holding this position, breathing deeply. Always like to flex the glutes and the core here as well. That's gonna stabilize. All right, and now let's just step forward, and now we're gonna step back with the opposite leg and reach up with the opposite arm. Once we're in position, get your balance, make sure you're not tipping over, and we're just gonna be holding this for 30 seconds. Breathing into it. Moving and improving those hips right here today. Slow breaths. All right, now as we always do in this sequence here, we're gonna be doing static and then dynamic. So for this dynamic stretch here, we're just gonna be alternating between the static deep lunges. So we're gonna be doing this. We'll be going back, right leg back, right arm up, hold it for just a few seconds, and we're just gonna alternate. That's 2, 3, alternate for 10 times. 4, 5, this is great. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so that's the first stretch, and my hips are already feeling much better, and we got a couple more here to go. So let's go on to the Frogger. Now the Frogger here, pretty straightforward, but feels very good. So you're just gonna open up your knees as wide as you can and try to get your feet down 90 degrees parallel bend here. And once you're in this position, you're just gonna sit back into it. Here, a couple pops. Oh, there was one for me. Left side. And now once you're in your position, I'm gonna start this timer. Rest your elbows on the floor and lean on forward into it. You can also reach your arms out ahead of you and sit back, bring your hips back as far as you can. Now, if you have very stiff hips, you might just wanna take this one easy. You don't have to do much here to feel it. It's really gonna be opening up your hips here. Just holding this for 30 seconds. And if you start to feel any pain from too much, just back off. Always back off like 20% from where it starts to feel uncomfortable, because you don't need that. And now for the Frogger glider, what you want to do here is, I'll just do this sideways, a little bit off my mat, but you'll get back into your Frogger position and you're going to sit back into it. We're going to do this 10 times. Hips back, 1, and then you're just gonna kind of glide forward. So 2. Once we reach the top, that's another count. So 4, 3. I'll just call that 3. 4. 5. Now we always do static to really kind of get your body used to that position, and then we'll start moving in a more dynamic way to really loosen up and get some more mobility going on for you. They'll both give you great results, but mixing it up is gonna give you definitely the best. Now I've completely lost count. I'm gonna say that's 8. Just try to aim for 10 yourself, or however you wanna do to really loosen up there. Okay, I'm gonna call that 10. I cannot count and talk apparently. So there's that. And now we're gonna move on to one more just straight up dynamic one here. This is called the glide lunge. Now this is more of a side to side movement, but you'll stand in a wide stance and then you're just gonna simply get into a low squat and just glide. Left, right, there we go. My left hip is popping today. So that was 1, and every side to side is a count. So here's 2. I just picked the right side for your count. And you're just gonna be staying low. Oh, there's another pop, wow. Good thing I'm doing this morning. 4, this will be 4, I think. And just going back and forth. This is one of my favorite overall stretches. It's really easy to do any time of the day. You just simply squat and glide back and forth. But this one, definitely gonna feel. Now, if you wanna get super advanced, you could do a little twist in there. Really open up the spine a little bit more. I'm just doing that for fun. You don't have to, but now I've lost count again, but I'm gonna say that was 8. Let's just do 2 more. 9. This is one of my favorite hip sequences. This is all my favorite hip stretches right here. You're gonna feel it in every angle. Okay, so that was the glide lunge. Now next we have the butterfly. Now this one, it's kind of like cross-legged with a stopper in the middle, which will be your feet. So you simply just get into this position here, and you're gonna open up your knees, and instead of going cross-legged, you're just putting your feet together. Now, once you grab that, you can massage your feet, but then you squeeze these and you just wanna lean forward. And now you don't wanna bend your back into this one. Let me just get my timer going here. Yeah, you don't wanna bend your back into it. You really just wanna keep a straight back and hinge forward with your hips. That's gonna really allow you to actually stretch the proper muscles here. Now we're leaning forward. Now, why do we stretch our hips? Well, many good reasons, but for a lot of us, we sit nowadays. We're working on a desk or, we're just not moving around as much as we used to. And when you're sitting, your legs are up, which really shortens your hip flexor muscles here all day. And when you start to do that, I'll continue that, but let's move on to the butterfly, I call it the butterfly flapping, where you just simply get dynamic and then you just pulse. You're bringing your knees up and down like this. So I'm gonna start the timer. We'll be pulsing for about 30 seconds. Yeah, so when you're sitting up, your legs are up and your knees are up and it's shortening these hip flexor muscles. Now just keep pulsing, it actually feels really nice. And when you do that for a prolonged period of time, your muscles stay shortened, which then tightens up your glute muscles, which then tightens up your back muscles, which gives you sore back because your back isn't being properly supported now. You have all this tension in the chain there. So the more you can loosen up your hips, the better your back's gonna be, the better just overall your posture and balance. And doing this consistently hopefully can relieve some back pain and just help you move better. Hips are a big part of the movement chain system here. So next we have our 90-90 switches. Now 90-90s, that's the dynamic version. We'll start with just the 90-90s. So what you want to do for this one here is you're simply just going to put one leg in front of you, bend it at 90 degrees, so you have a straight and then 90-degree bend, and you're just gonna put your other one beside you, kind of at the ankle here, 90 degrees as best as you can, and 90-degree bend on this side too. Now, you wanna sit up straight and just hinge forward. And you can be pressing this knee down a little bit. It might be hard for you to get in this position, that's okay. And a lot of you might be leaning too. You really wanna just focus on straightening and then pressing this knee down and hinging forward. Again, you're not bending your back into it as much. You're really trying to keep a straighter back and just hinge forward. And you can be pressing this knee down. Slow and controlled breathing as you're doing that. So we're just gonna be holding this on the left side here first. Okay, and now we're just gonna move on over and do it on the other side. So bend your front knee here and your other knee again, kind of at the ankle here. Bend it 90 degrees, press down, try to straighten up. Start that timer and lean forward. Now, if you don't have a timer, you could just use your phone, really. They all have timers. Or you can just count breaths. You can say 10 deep breaths in this position. I often do that in a pinch. For some reason, I just don't like using my phone timer. Even though it's there, I just prefer a straight up handy timer, simple. Phone, you gotta deal with all the other things, and yeah, so I often get lazy and just count like 10 breaths. Okay, so we've done that. Let's rock into the dynamic version of this one. So let me see if I can do it from this angle here. So we're just going to get into our 90-90 here on one side, hold it for a second. You can kind of lean into it, and we're just going to alternate. So that's 1, and just going to alternate straight, 2. Let's do that for a total of 10. 3. Now this one I'm moving kind of quicker, so I'm not really worried too much about the angles as perfect. I don't really care about that. I think that was 4. Let's call that 4. And leaning, that's 5. I'm still feeling it in the hip a lot. 6. This one really loosens you up. The faster you go. 7. 8. 9. Oh, I feel great already, actually. And 10. All right, so that 90-90. Now here's another version, a similar stretch to the 90-90, and this is the pigeon stretch. There's so many animal names: butterflies, pigeons, froggers, all that kind of stuff. Downward dogs. Okay, so cat, cow, in the world of stretching. So for the pigeon stretch, we're gonna do 30-second hold on each side to start. And for here, you're gonna start out in a plank position, and then you're just gonna bring up your knee to your wrist and try to bend it to 90 degrees as best you can. And once you're here, I'm gonna start the timer, and we're just gonna lean forward onto your elbows and feel that right in the hip there, using your body weight to really stretch this one out, and it feels mighty good. Mighty fine indeed. So you're just gonna be leaning forward. Breathing while stretching is extremely important. Slow and controlled. All right. Now let's flip on over. I often just get into another plank position here and do the same thing. Opposite leg, line up your knee to your wrist, bend. And now if you can't bend that forward from this position, that's okay. For now, at least, you're gonna get more flexible as you go, but if you don't wanna bend forward as much because you can't, that's okay. If you can't get onto your elbows yet, that's quite all right. And if you can't bend your leg perfectly 90 degrees, like I can't either, I got like a, what do you say? I'll say like an 85-degree bend right now. That's okay. Just do the best you can. That's all part of the process, loosening up, right? Okay, so we got those. And now for the dynamic version of this, it's rather simple actually. You're just gonna get into a pigeon on one side. And once you're in, all you're gonna do is rock right, left, 1, 2. And you can rock side to side like I am here. 4, I'm just gonna do 5 like this. I'll show you another way you can do it. 5, or let's do it 5 going the up and down motion. So we're just gonna go up or down. 1, you can rock forward and back or side to side. 2, 3, 4, just getting some movement in there, right? And 5. Perfect. Now let's rock on over to the other side. So we got this. I'm just gonna go side to side. 1, feel that. 2, and 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm gonna do the up and down for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So that is all my favorite stretches. Now I just want to show you one more, kind of like a bonus round. Here we go. So this is called the, what do I call this one? Let's just say the pigeon full body burnout here. So we're just going to do 5 of these. You can do it if you want, but this just kind of turns that pigeon stretch into a full body stretch. Okay, so let's go. You'll go into a downward dog, and from here, let's go into a pigeon and back into a downward dog. Alternate. Pigeon. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now do that one if you want, but that I just like as a nice finisher to kind of waken up the whole body there.
Great job. Remember that consistency is key when it comes to stretching. So save this routine and revisit it anytime your hips feel tight or sore. If you'd like more quick routines like this or other quick tips or exercises, be sure to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram at the link in the description below. If you have any questions or requests, please leave a comment below, as I'd love to hear from you or help you out even further. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, keep on moving and improving.